Israel and Palestine at it again. In retaliation for airstrikes in Gaza, Palestinian militants are firing hundreds of rockets at Israel. The usual, right? Except this time, it isn't. Hamas rockets are making its way to Israeli cities and striking targets and causing panic and fear. There's also casualties. But how is this possible? For over a decade, Israel has mostly been safe due to its Iron Dome missile defense system. The Iron Dome is a surface-to-air missile defense system that uses long-range radar to detect missiles coming from hundreds of miles away and then fires a missile to intercept it. Now, there are 3 different systems. Each system has a specific range and altitude that it covers. The Iron Dome covers a range of about 70 kilometers. The Patriot PAC-2 covers about 150 kilometers. And the Arrow 3 covers 250 kilometers. Arrow 3 is very powerful as it can catch rockets 100 kilometers in the air. That's higher than a bit. We're talking outer space type shit. Spirit Airlines doesn't take you this high. You need Elon Musk to get up that high. Hamas doesn't fire rockets 100 kilometers into the air. Only powerful, expensive, sophisticated rockets can reach that altitude. Hamas rockets are cheap, very cheap. They're either built in-house in Gaza or come from somewhere like Iran. I don't know. The point is they're cheap, very cheap, but they are effective. You see, because of Israel's Iron Dome missile defense system, the only way that Hamas can strike Israel is if they blitz the Iron Dome defense system with hundreds of rockets so that a few of them can sneak past the system. The ones that get through don't do a lot of damage, but the Palestinian missile blitz in its entirety does still cost Israel a pretty penny. Each Iron Dome rocket costs $80,000. This means that every single time Hamas fires a cheap rocket, Israel has to spend $80,000 to take it out. To counter this, Iron Dome has to be efficient. They can't just waste expensive rockets like this. So their radar systems will detect incoming rockets, communicate that information either to people or a program that will quickly determine, is that rocket worth taking out? If the Hamas rocket is wildly inaccurate and it's heading nowhere, then there's no point to waste $80,000 and take it out. But if the rocket does pose a threat, then the $80,000 is spent, the rocket goes into the air and takes out the missile. This is a very clever and efficient defense tactic. This is how you spend your money wisely. However, Hamas rockets are getting better. The rockets are getting a little faster and more accurate. So more and more of these rockets coming from Gaza are triggering the Iron Dome system. Let's take a look at what happened last year. During the month of May, at the height of the summer conflict, Hamas fired 4,500 rockets at Israel. About 1,500 of those rockets triggered the Iron Dome system. About 90% of those 1,500 rockets were taken out by the Iron Dome. This means the Iron Dome took out 1,300 Hamas rockets. Remember, each Iron Dome rocket costs $80,000. 1,300 multiplied by $80,000 is $108 million. Now, I don't know how much Hamas rockets cost, but I can't imagine they cost more than my Toyota Corolla. So you can see how these cheap Hamas rockets are costing Israel a lot of money, even if they don't hit their targets. So Hamas may have bullshit rockets, but they can fire hundreds of them because of how cheap they are. This is becoming a serious problem for Israel. Especially now, because of the Russia-Ukraine war, much of the world's weaponry has gone into that conflict. One of the major lessons learned in this war between Russia and Ukraine is that the current production process in the United States is incapable of handling the volume that a modern hot war demands. Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, they've been greedy. In order to increase profit, they've reduced expenses, and the way they did that was by closing down factories, the factories that make and rockets. Closing down these factories is okay during peacetime. You make just enough for the militaries that need it. But during a hot war like Russia-Ukraine that has been draining weapons, this does not cut it. These rockets are not fidget spinners or cheap plastic. They are very expensive, time-consuming to make. They're very sophisticated. You can't just turn on production and suddenly you're pumping out rockets. They take months, even years, to get the amount of inventory you need to the people that need it. And right now, Much of that supply has gone to Ukraine. The United States has to decide, do we prioritize Israel, someone else, or Ukraine? So much of that supply is taken by Ukraine. This means Israel cannot replenish their supplies fast enough. And by the way, even though Ukraine is getting all of these rockets, they're eating through them so quickly. Even Ukraine getting much of the world's supply has to be efficient with the way that they use it. So imagine the position that Israel is in. So the more Hamas fires, the more Israel eats through their supply of Iron Dome rockets. This could force Israel to act more peacefully, and here's why. This missile defense system has been so important for protecting Israel from incoming missile fire. Because of this heightened sense of security, the IDF has been practically fearless in striking Gaza. Who cares about attacking these people? They can't strike us back, right? Well, now they can, and they are. And Israelis are sprinting off the beach to find cover. Air travel is being disrupted. Tourism is being disrupted. Money is being disrupted. And of course, every now and then, casualties. People lose their lives. This is a level of vulnerability that Israel is not used to. So they may be more inclined to make peace rather than make war, because their people want to enjoy the summer, not needlessly antagonize the people of Gaza by attacking them. What do you think about all this? How will this situation affect relations between Palestine and Israel?